I was convicted and sentenced to 30 years, of which I had to do half. 15. Call it lucky at the time. You had to do half whatever you were sentenced to. Now, violent crimes, 85%, y'all know. Murders, you're doing it all. That's where we are. I got on that bus, and we rolled down to the southern part of the state for what seemed like 40 hours. Quiet bus ride. Except for a few people who had whatever games they wanted to play. But when we arrived to Menard, Castle Grayskull, y'all know who Castle Grayskull is? The older people? Castle Grayskull was where Skeletor used to live in an old He-Man cartoon.
Oh yeah.
Dark.
Yes. Dark, dreary, dismal place. Mordor. You young people know Mordor. But that's what it was. 20-foot walls, a quarter mile in each direction. Guard posts, not towers, they look like guard posts. Like outposts from an old movie. Every 50 yards with rows and rows and rows of barbed wire fence. There was this gate that looked like a 747 airplane hangar. That when we were escorted off the bus, it opened like a mouth. You could hear the gears cranking. Bolts big as my shoes. And I got on a size 12. You can hear it cranking, popping, squealing. And here we are on this bus. There was a young man, the biggest mouth on the ride, all the way there. It's always one. It's always one. And when he saw that mouth open, he had a panic attack. And those guards ran on the bus and drug him off and told him, "You home now, boy." As we came off this thing, the majority African American and Latino men, we were in chains and shackled. And we marched slowly to the front of this mouth that was opening, ready to swallow us all in. I'm painting a picture. And on the railroad tracks that surrounded the prison, and behind it was the Mississippi River. That's how south we were. Standing on the track with guns up to their, with dogs as big as all up to their hips, to their waists, and big, what you gonna do ones? All white men. I saw it that day. I saw us shackled, being escorted into a dungeon by armed white men with dogs standing on a railroad track with a river flowing behind it. I recognize that scene from everything I've read and studied as a child. And when we went in that place, and those doors slowly cranked shut, just as slowly as they opened, as terrifying as seeing it was, I stopped and I said, "Oh my God, what have I done? What have I done? What kind of influences have I invited in my life that allowed me, that made me to go there, to that place?" I wasn't there 20 minutes when I saw somebody come out of the healthcare unit and into a line that was going back in a housing place that I thought was dead. Ain't seen him in so long. So this where you been. True story. As we would march to a place that we had to strip. It was a church. That's what they took us to strip us. To strip us of our dignity. They took us into a place, a house of worship, where we had to go through that degrading stripping of dignity. After that ordeal, first day, arriving, they took us to the cell house. All of this happened within an hour of arriving, the shock, the electrocution. It was an electrocution. It wasn't a shock. It was like being cattle prodded. I felt like a rancher was holding me down and cattle prodding me. Having to see and witness and experience what my new life was going to be for the next 15 years. All because I wanted to run out and play with some guys. All because I left my family. All because I wanted to do some things my way. I abandoned my family for these streets, for nothing. And there I was, walking into a dungeon. We were escorted into the cell house. And we walked into a cell so small, a bit smaller than this. And I did my best with this because in the cell house, this is a small, that bed comes out to about right here, to the middle part. The only move around space is this here. And it's 2 people in it. Don't get comfortable with this. No. You're not in here by yourself. This ain't no what? This is luxury. This is, we got bathrooms at home bigger than this. We got closet space bigger than this. You can't park a car in here. If you can, it's better. That's how you gonna live. Since you wanted to run off, we doomed him. Since you wanted to play with old boy in him. Since you wanted to be the lookout while they running a joint, while they selling their drugs. I didn't do it. Theory of accountability. In this state, say if you did do it, you shouldn't have been with them. That's what I call it. You shouldn't have been with them long. Walking in this cell, recognizing what was about to be my new life, I looked around and I told myself, I said, this can't be legal. You cannot house a human being in a place this small. No way. This is your toilet. This 10 by 10, 8 by 5, whatever it's going to be, is also a toilet. And when I have to use the bathroom, and I will have to use the bathroom, I'm going to do it right here. And my celly is going to be sitting right there. 3 feet. And he going to smell everything. Because in a maximum security prison, there were bars. And on the cell next to me was the exact same design. And on the cell on this side was the exact same design. And on the gallery above that ran 25 cells in each direction were bars. So you gonna not only smell the filth of your cellie while he using a bathroom, and you mad, nothing you can do about it because they just had something crazy, some chili in the chow hall. You cannot prepare. There are no movies that can prepare you for that. There is no music that can prepare you for that. And that's just your selling. There were times when the entire sale house smelled like a garbage dump. You cannot prepare for that. And it is perpetual, meaning day after day after day after day after day for 15 years, or however long your sentence is.